It's Thursday, February 6th, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. The days of burst pipes flooding streets are all but over. Today, the Barbados Water Authority declared that it has a handle on the vexing problem. According to the authority, over the last 7 weeks, it has repaired over 6,000 pipes under its mains repair program. Water Resources Minister Wilfred Abrams told reporters this morning the BWA has finally cleared its backlog of complaints.
I am happy to say that the 7 weeks in, the project has yielded fantastic results. I'm going to let Mr. Boyce and Mr. Leslie tell you all about those and the details. But in that meeting, in that large meeting that we had, the workers stepped up to the plate. They said, look, let us take this as our project. Let us cost the project. Let us structure the project. Let us plan the project. Let us put together the teams. Let us plan the scheduling. And let us deliver to you in a certain time frame. And we took a decision as management and the board to hands off and turn that process over to the workers. And as I said, we are exceedingly happy with the results.
BWA Director of Engineering Charles Leslie was also pleased that the company has seriously tackled the issue.
With that number of crews out there on the island addressing the problems, we were able to reduce those complaints, and we're actually current now with the complaints that are coming in. This problem that we're here working on today was only reported yesterday, and we're here today to do the repairs on this one. When we compare the extended burst program versus the normal programs that we have, we were doing repairs of like 750, 740 repairs per month. With this program, we've doubled that and gone over a bit. And so we've really, we're really addressing, we've reduced the number of complaints on the radios and so forth. So we're really happy with the program.
President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Tricia Tanis, is calling for the Prevention of Corruption Bill and the Integrity in Public Life Bill to be proclaimed. She made the direct plea to Prime Minister Mia Mottley and Attorney General Dale Marshall on Wednesday during the BCCI's January luncheon at the Hilton Resort. Tanis stressed it was in the country's best interest to ensure that corruption is stamped out.
Recent events involving a high-profile public figure serve only to highlight the inescapable reality that the misguided actions of a few can redound to the collective shame and embarrassment of us all. Level playing fields, fair play, and transparent competition are critical to promote sustainable growth and development. It is within this context that the Chamber notes regretfully that the Integrity in Public Life 2018 nor the Prevention of Corruption 2019 legislation has been proclaimed. We continue to call for the urgent proclamation of the legislation in order to send the strongest possible message to the local and international community regarding the gravity with which we view the stain of corruption.
The Speightstown task force will be re-established, and it is expected to make recommendations to government by the end of June. Prime Minister Mia Mottley made this disclosure last night as she addressed the Ideas Forum at the Alexandra School Hall under the theme Future Barbados, Speightstown, a heritage, arts and cuisine hub. Mottley told the packed room that there were many people of all backgrounds and skills who could serve on the task force.
The point is that we're going to need to be able to have a deeper consultation, because I think the hardest thing is to agree the mission. And I think that there is nobody of sound mind that would believe that Speightstown should be anything other than heritage, and that we should not change the character of Speightstown, because that allows people to feel as though they are anchored to a time past but still enjoy the amenities and the conveniences of the 21st century. You're lucky that there are people of all backgrounds and skills that you can draw upon, Colin, to serve on the task force.
The Barbados Fire Service reports significant headway in extinguishing the lingering fire at the Mangrove landfill. At a press briefing today, Chief Fire Officer Errol Maynard said there's much less smoke from the site and they have covered the majority of the area that was burning over the last 3 days. He, however, noted that there are a few hot spots to be tackled, but he's expecting that residents will soon get some relief, though he declined to say just when.
As far as these, I will not venture to give a specific date. But we have seen some relief, As it relates to normalcy, sometimes these fires might smolder for a little while, so therefore you cannot give a time frame, but we are sure that it's in the near future.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Speightstown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Speightstown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Continuing with regional happenings, Trinidad and Tobago's top cop Gary Griffith is on a mission to tackle rising crime in Tobago. At a meeting with concerned members of the business community on Wednesday, he announced that a special unit of the police service will be on hand to treat the criminal elements.
I intend to put a little injection into Tobago. So there would be an arm of the Special Operation Response Team that they would be coming across to Tobago, and we're going to light up the place. On the 1st of March, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we will have our own DNA and technological lab to deal with the type of crime scene investigation that would greatly improve our policing.
Griffith acknowledges there are some shortcomings in the police service, but says there are flaws in the justice system, especially as they relate to repeat offenders.
We have arrested 323 persons in the last 3 years that were given bail on the first hearing.
Mr. Griffith's comments came in response to complaints by business people in Tobago about crime in Tobago and the shortcomings within the police service. First up was Essie Parks, whose father, businessman Donald Parks, was murdered on March 12, 2019 at his Summer Hill Trace Plymouth home.
I need you to fight for my 2 children. I need you to fight for them. We need the application of science to crime fighting in Tobago and in Trinidad.
What has happened was a robbery. What has happened is that, yes, I was tied up, but I fought back.
2 masked gunmen came to the gas station. They broke the front glass and they went inside and they took the seals. That robbery, so up to now, I don't know who is the investigating officer.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, I give you the assurance, what can be done would be done. However, I do not have a golden one. It is not going to be done overnight.
And on the international front, one of the first Chinese doctors who tried to warn the world about the new coronavirus has died from the illness. 34-year-old Dr. Li Wenlong was an ophthalmologist at a hospital in Wuhan, the city hardest hit by the outbreak. We get the details in this CNN report.
Dr. Li Wenliang had become really well known here after in late December he was really inadvertently put out a message to some of his friends, his classmates from his medical school, telling them that something was going around that was similar to SARS. He said, be careful with your families, be careful with your loved ones. And that was it. He didn't expect that to go anywhere. Somebody screenshotted that. It went viral. His name was attached, and he got called into the health commission locally there in Wuhan. And they asked him how he got that information. Shortly thereafter, they started releasing more information publicly about the outbreak. And then they closed that now infamous seafood market. But that wasn't it. There was no praise for him. And in fact, there was the opposite. He got a call from police. Wuhan police called him in. They reprimanded him. They made him sign an affidavit of sorts that suggested that he was willingly spreading rumors, and he kept quiet for a while. For a few weeks, in fact, went back to work. And it was while seeing patients as an ophthalmologist that they believe he may have contracted the coronavirus, and he transmitted it to his parents as well. Well, what we've known since is that he is one of several doctors, in fact, they believe at least 8 altogether, who were blowing whistles here early on and trying to sound the alarms and trying to make sure that local authorities in particular knew what was going on. And this got all the way up to the Supreme Court here in China, which ultimately says publicly, Linda, that they support Dr. Li and all the other whistleblowers and what they did, and they criticized Wuhan police for reprimanding those whistleblowers.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.